And now it's over here where I can't lose it. We fun. We fun. And that is a wrap for NaNoWriMo 2019. Yeah, that's the year it is. So I just finished my story number 6. It was a short one. Less than 2,000 words, I think. Yeah, I'm calling that it for the day. I went ahead and did that writing, so I've written every day in November. Even if once it was only like 11 words and another time it was only 96. But I've written every single day in November. So that's one goal down. I passed 50,000, so that's another goal down. And I finished the last story. So I wrote 6 whole short stories, short-ish stories in November. Don't know what they averaged. Might check out later what they averaged. But it doesn't really matter because I'm done. So I'm going to go have some food. Some ice cream or popcorn. So probably going to cut in some sort of afterthoughts, lessons learned type thing here, but I'm not going to record that right now because, yeah. But as you can see, I'm wearing last year's winter shirt because this year's winter shirt won't come until next week, but hope you had good luck with your nano. I don't know how to end this off, so I'm just going to stop. So for tradition, today is the 10th of April. And I just misplaced marker. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need to write anything. I just need to read, but it is going to kind of psych me out. Today, I wanted to talk about how I think, just a summary of how I thought NaNoWriMo 2019 went for me. Spoiler, I won, so that was it went pretty great. That's a good starting point. But I wanted to talk about, okay, this is going to really bother me, so just give me a second. Still don't know where it was, but it's back now. And now it's over here where I can't lose it. We fun. We fun. So if you watch the vlogs, you probably know that, and especially if you watch my introduction video, then you probably know I had like 2 or 3 different challenges kind of going on in last November. And I kind of want to talk about each of those. First of which was that I was writing short stories. I wanted to practice writing short stories because it wasn't something I had done, and also because I thought it would help me avoid getting stuck into the mid-story ruts as badly, because often, for me, November, it's like, I'm doing good, and then just woo. And that did happen. There was a solid week of me barely writing anything, but that was just one story that went kind of sideways, and then the others did have rough patches, but not nearly as bad. It definitely helped, I think, that I was changing stories, and it also meant that I got to see a lot of different ideas, and many of them were out of my comfort zone. Unfortunately, I have not gotten around to going back and editing those yet. Like, I should look at them. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to use any of them to, like, put it in the public, but I do know that, like I said, I get novel-length ideas, so even when I was writing the short stories, like, most of them I was like, here's a novel idea here, and here, and here, and, like, this is the start of a novel, and this is, like, there's gonna be more in this world, and this is gonna have a whole series. So I have even more story ideas now. Ha 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 ha. It wasn't an issue of story ideas. I didn't have short story ideas. Which is why I used the music, which was the other thing, was that for my inspiration, anytime I started a new story, I would pull up a random song from my favorite YouTube composer, and then listen to that, and that would be my inspiration for the story. It was nice for just a standpoint of, like, how easily I could come up with a new idea, which I kind of already knew I could do that, but it's like, and I've never really been concerned about running out of ideas because I have a whole truckload in my backyard, metaphorically. So I think the short stories, like, I want to write more short stories. I would like to get better at writing them, at actually making them somewhat short. Like, there was 2 that were really short. And the others were really, really long. But I definitely would like to find a way to practice writing more short stories. The other thing was that I was trying to write every day. The idea was to build a habit related that I would be able to write, because the one, like, to be able to write just like 20 minutes every day. Spoiler, I've barely written since the end of November. And like I said, I didn't get back to the stories. I didn't write every day. I kind of suspected that. I think I said towards the end of the vlogs, like, I was going into final season, and then there was holidays, and there was also just a lot of events. I did a lot of hanging out with friends over the holiday break. But the point is, the habit building didn't really work. It was a nice thing to find out that I could just, in 20 minutes a day, get, 400 words fairly consistently. What I found, though, was that I need to experiment more with how much I write each day. So I had several very short writing days. I also had a few very long writing days, and I'll get to the longest one in a minute. So during that, there was like a week where I wrote barely anything each day, and that was partially related to school. I also had just the feeling of, I knew I was about to get, I didn't know, there was something in that story that I didn't know the answer to. And so there was a part of me that just didn't want to touch the story because I was scared of getting stuck. So what actually helped me get through it was at the end of just a week or a week and a half, or however long it was, of barely writing, I had a couple of really big days. And those were what helped me get unstuck. And here's the thing, is that I definitely believe that there's a writing brain, and it's back here, and it's working on stories, even if we're not, which is why I can just have ideas flying out of me, and they never stop, because even if I'm not actively trying to think of a story idea, there's part of me that's like, ooh, inspiration. It's everywhere. So it's hard to say, like, oh, if I just had big writing days all the time, I could just punch through all of my getting stuck problems. And so there's part of me, like, I want to experiment more with what combination of short writing days that let my brain keep thinking of the story and work out for itself where I'm going, and long writing days that let me just train bulldoze through. I can't think of the metaphor. There's a specific metaphor I'm trying to think of, and I can't because I'm terrible with metaphors. But just bulldoze through the part of the story I'm stuck on. In one of my other NaNoWriMos, I was writing a story where I kept trying to push through, and the story was going the wrong direction. But I didn't have time to figure out why it wasn't working and to change it. And that's why I think I need the balance of short days and long days. And I need to figure out what that is and how to know what I need. I think that's what I learned, or the most valuable thing that I learned was that I need to learn when I need long days and when I need to take time and just evaluate, okay, is this story going the wrong direction? Or am I just following this path because I have to get words? Or is this actually just, I need to get through this part and then I'll move on and it will be great. Speaking of big days, though, like, just how much I could write, though, was amazing to me. I've always thought of myself as a slow writer. I still do, kind of, because, like, there are people who do 1,000 words in half an hour. So I'm definitely not the fastest writer out there, still. But, finding out I could average 1,000 words, like, get over 1,000 words consistently in an hour was just way more than I expected. Like, normally when I'm planning November, I'm like, okay, I need 3 hours to consistently get to the 1,667 words. Obviously, 3 hours for 1,667 is a lot more than the 1 hour for, like, well over 1,000 that I was getting. Like, I wrote 10,000 words in one day. It took me, not counting the breaks, it took me 8 hours of writing. There was only 1 hour that I got less than 1,000 words. Slightly less. It was like 900 and something. And that day, like, the stories I was writing that day just flowed. It flowed. So, like, it's not, I can't say, oh, I could do 10,000 words in a day anytime I wanted. But I definitely want to do it more. And so seeing that I could consistently get, like, over 1,000 words in an hour, like, just doing some math, if I could do that every day, that's 365,000 words in a year. Yeah, that's a lot of 50,000 word novels. And obviously, I wouldn't actually be able to write that every day. You know, you need breaks. But obviously, there's also days that I can write more than an hour. So, I guess that just kind of gives me a goal. Where definitely I don't see myself getting there anytime soon, that I would be able to actually consistently get out 1,000 words in a day, because, like I said, I didn't write basically from end of November to start of April at all. But knowing that I have that, like, it gives me something to strive towards, and I want to work towards it. So, this November was a really good experience. I feel like I learned a lot about myself, but I learned even more about what I want to learn about myself. Does that make sense? I want to write more short stories, for sure. I really enjoyed doing those. It was nice to have the story and have it be done and move on, even though all of them need more work, and I know I need more practice in that area. And really what I need to do is read more short stories, because my brain just doesn't know how to work with them. It's just like, no, novels. Yeah, so I just need to practice. I want to do more short stories. I don't have a plan for that right now, but I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to do more some point. Well, I don't even need to edit this one to make fun of myself. I want to do more 10K writing days. Obviously, that one was like a best case scenario where the words were just like flowing. Like, I was at a good I was at a good spot in the stories. Like, if I had done that with the other story I was working on where I got stuck for a week, I don't know if it would have gone as well. So I want to write more big writing challenges. I'm thinking at some point I would love to do a how many words can I write in 24 hours type of thing, like Kate Kavanaugh does with her 24-hour writing marathon. I don't know if I'll be able to do that because, like, school is busy. And then after I get out of school, I can't get a job. And the job would be even harder to work around. So, short stories? Bueno. Small versus big writing days, need to work on them and balancing, like, finding that balance that will let me make the most progress in the story while also keeping my sanity. Writing every day needs work. I do want to write more consistently. I do think building a writing habit is the way to go. But it kind of ties back into, if I write every day, I can't always have big days. So I need to work out what a good target is. And I also just need to learn to do writing first and not procrastinate. And then finally, doing a big writing day, like the 10K in one day. I want to do it more. I think it was great. Yeah, there's not really anything else to say. So, hopefully I will see you again next time. Like, subscribe, I don't know, ring the bell, or don't, I don't care. I'm gonna go write now. Bye. Actually, no, I'm gonna go edit this so I can publish it, and then I'm gonna go write. Except also no, because then I'm gonna do physics homework. But then I think I will go write, because it's April, it's camp, I'm gonna write. And I'll let you know about that more in a future video that probably won't come out for like a week because I need a break from editing.